Ugunskura sarunas bijspējas podkāsts, kur es Kristaps Zaļais kopā ar Edgaru Lāci reiz mēnesī pie Ugunskura aicināsim vienu uzņēmēju un iztaujāsim par to, kas biznesa veiksmes stāstos paliek aizkadrā. Atklāti, patiesi un vaļsirdīgi par to, ko nozīmē būt uzņēmējam.
Čau, klausītāji! Esam jau nākamajā podkāstu sērijā. Šodien ļoti interesants saruna mūs gaida, bet mums 3 runātāju vietā ierasto ir īstenībā 4 šodien. Edgar, kāpēc tā?
Tāpēc, ka mūsu komandai ir pievienojusies Evelīna. Evelīna atbildēs par, tā teikt, mūsu kontentu un kā mūs redz arī bišķiņi varbūt ne tikai audio formātā, bet arī citur, sociālajos tīklos. Tā kā liels prieks, ka Evelīna mums ir pievienojusies.
Tieši tā. Evelīna atceries, ka Edgaram labā puse smukā, kreiso viņš neļauj filmēt. Bet, Evelīna solīja, ka nākamajās reizēs saņems drosmi un arī piedalīsies podkāstā.
Es ļoti ceru.
Jā, mēs turēsim pie vārda, Evelīna. Tā kā super. Bet, ja mazliet parunājam par Evelīnu, tad šodien īstenībā mūsu viesis Vjačeslavs. Mēs solījām un teicām, ka mēs šodien būsim pa anglisko. Līdz ar to es mazliet pārslēdzos. Es ceru, ka visi klausītāji sapratīs. Būs labi.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. So today our, let's say, guest is Vjačeslavs. And usually at the start we say that our guest needs to say, who am I? So Vjačeslav, who are you?
Hi everyone. I'm Vjačeslav, or you can call me Slava, much shorter version. Basically, I'm the CEO of Chili Labs, and I have created my own app for crocheters and knitters called Crochet App. So I'm going to be sharing more info about this.
Okay, great. So at the start, let's go to Slava. I wrote it down, yeah. So what's your 3 main points until you get to the CEO? Because basically it sounds like, amazing. Everyone wants to be the CEO. How do you get to the CEO? What are the 3 main points you would say bus stops?
Well, it's luck for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been a long journey. I was not CEO at the start. Basically, I was a HR person first.
Human resource, yeah?
Yeah. Basically, I was doing recruitment at one IT company where I started my career. And then I became the HR manager in Scandiveb. And then we did Guinness World Record, largest Rube Goldberg machine. This is like domino hits a ball hits something else, and
How long it was?
412 steps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was...
At the first try?
It was second try. But it was in front of 3,000 people, so I was my backup plan was to leave country. Yeah, but
so you're still here?
Yeah. So it was a success. So we did it, and this is how my project manager career began. And then I joined Chili Labs as a project manager and product owner. And little by little, I started getting more and more responsibilities. And then I got as a shareholder, and then became a CEO. It sounds very short journey, but it took around 12 years to do so.
I actually think it's a very common thing in startups. If you are joining in the right moment, when the team is performing not so well maybe, and they are just expanding, plus the people there, it's a dynamic environment, so they are leaving, new people are coming in, and if you stay loyal, the board members see that as a great trait.
Yeah, you should not only be loyal but also useful.
No, that of course.
And then it can work wonders. Yeah, for sure.
There is this song about loyal. You know it?
Yeah.
That's Edgar's ringtone. That's what he says a lot.
Yeah, Chris Brown is the one I think who.
Yeah. Chris Brown, a good person, not. But yeah. So about a very interesting. I would say career in a way. It's still going on. But just at the point that Edgar, you said, I think that there's 2 ways. One way is that, like you said, when it's the start, or there is, I think in a lot of ways, there's a possibility that you see that your output or input, whatever you choose, can be the next point for the company. So you are seeing that they are good, but you see how to make it even better.
Mhm.
So sometimes I think it's, one way is like you said from the start, but another way is that take a good startup to the next level. Have you seen that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of people, they are creating their role themselves. Basically, you just hire junior and you don't know what they are useful at, and there is a need, and someone steps up and becomes the department head or becomes someone who is making all the calls, and the companies and the businesses should appreciate that. That's why.
I think HR is always an interesting department because, a lot of us gets to the HR and then, what's the correct answers that we need to say to get the job?
That's a good question.
Well, I don't know. You need to show that you are really interested and that you are willing to learn, especially when you're young, like a student. You don't know anything, and that's fine, absolutely fine. You are there to learn and make mistakes, but the best trait is to make mistakes and learn on them, and then don't do second mistake with the same pattern. Basically, you don't have to do the errors twice, at least the same ones.
That's what Kristaps is teaching to all the students. So fake it till you make it.
Yeah, and basically, if you make one mistake, it's good, but if you make the same mistake second time, it means something.
Well, yeah, it means that you are not making any conclusions out of your mistakes,
or you're not able to fulfill it.
What do you mean?
In a way that maybe you want to do it better, and you understand the mistake, but maybe you are not capable of doing it.
There is no such a thing as a incapability of something. Basically, if you are willing to do something, there is nothing that can stop you. Basically, even if you are, laying in the direction where it's supposed to be, and you are giving 120% of your maximum, and you're like, and I see that person is really struggling, but he is trying, and he's, really struggling to get there. He will get there eventually, and he will appreciate it more, and I will appreciate it more. So there is no like a natural gift. There is just willingness to
So you
to
want
bring.
to say that I could get to be an NBA player?
At certain conditions, when you were younger, you could. Now you have some physical limitations, of course.
Okay, so not an NBA player for me, yeah.
Well, sorry to say so.
I could be in that direction, I watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Edgar's NBA?
Well, that was my dream a long time ago.
Long time ago. I can still remember.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's very painful for me, so let's skip this question.
Yeah. It's usually for sportsmen. The same for me in the football,
Yeah.
You usually think and then it doesn't
And then you
happen.
become a salesperson.
And then you become something.
Yeah.
And you become something. Hopefully, yeah. But okay, so correct answers. I just wanted to give one example. So I'm always have been thinking of this and wondering. So basically, I haven't got a lot of interviews in my career or life. But basically one was, I think I was 20 with something. I was still a student, and I had this interview. And basically they asked me where I want to be after 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked who is the highest in the company, and they said, CEO Slava. And I said I want to be in his place. I said correct answer or no?
I would be the happiest person if somebody would come and say, hey, I want to do your job. And I would say, be my guest. I will hand you over and I will go have a vacation in Italy, be a shareholder, and have no problem. But unfortunately, it's not how it works.
Okay, so not a bad answer. Okay, got it. Could you say in a few words what Chili Lab does for our listeners? Maybe they don't know.
Yeah, basically we do mobile apps. We do all kinds of mobile app development, design, marketing. So you might know a couple of them. It's if you are driving, you have LTAB app. This is done by us. Baltia app. This is insurance. The new one done by us. Like quite many of them. But yeah, mostly mobile apps.
Is it easy to create a mobile app for another company?
Not really. It depends on if they know where they want to go. Then it's much more easier. If they don't and they fight back, then it's very complex.
And what did you as a company do when you have this fight on your hands?
We have to remain professionals. We have to convince, but after all, it's their money. They are choosing, and I'm not always right. Maybe they really know what's going to work, and who am I to tell them no? So we try to convince based on our experience that this might not work or this is not the best move, but maybe they're right, and we have to give a benefit of doubt, and we have to do whatever they want in terms of new ideas and stuff.
Okay. And what about the second? You said you are working on an app. What kind of app?
My app, you mean? Yeah, it's an app called Crochet App. It's for knitters and crocheters. And I did it 2.5 years ago. It was like a pet project. And now it has around 300,000 downloads, more than 1,000 paying users. And it's like my playground. I did it with intent to get all the pains that a client gets when they order something from us. So I was like a client for myself. And it was quite a journey. We increased quite a lot, like we improved quite a lot when I faced the problems.
So you are a believer of you trying your own product and getting the experience of the user by yourself.
You should, yes. If you want to give a great service, you should. Otherwise, you're just talking gibberish.
But wait, Crochet App, again, what does it do, like inside of it?
It's like a patterns, step by step, very, very simple for anyone. Like basically, I taught your friend when we were in Portugal how to crochet basic things. So, I don't know, have you seen scarves or handmade stuff? Mm-hmm. Basically, you can do it with a very, very detailed instructions, with images, with videos, and you can do it step by step and create something handmade.
No.
Edgar, you will try it?
I don't know. Maybe there is something in it.
It didn't sound that you.
No, because I'm sometimes lazy. But for example, I think of myself, if I wanted to do something cool for my loved ones, and that wouldn't be just by buying present, but something that I want to make myself, that would be an interesting thing. I could like find some good stuff there. I believe so.
Okay.
Especially now when it's for Christmas.
Yeah, he's trying to show you. So
yeah.
Will you try something for Christmas?
Yeah, there are quite a lot of patterns, and just make sure that you buy subscription, right?
How much is the subscription?
Subscription, it's $3 per month.
Mm-hmm.
Avocado, the cat, you can make one.
Oh,
Check
you're
it
a
out.
cat lover. Avocado, the cat. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, but I don't see that Edgar will do it.
Well, we will see.
I'm probably I'm
Yeah.
a lazy person for these.
Not because you're lazy. I don't see you doing that kind of hand job.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Maybe yes.
Yeah, but okay. So, app, a CEO of a company, but for a student, he has an idea of an app. What would be your suggestion for the first steps? Because I think a lot of students, when we talk to them, they have the app idea,
Yeah.
but they don't get to at least an MVP or something like that. What would you suggest?
What would be the crochet steps?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one. They have to understand that even started project is much better than idea. Idea is worth 0. There is no idea that would 100% work. And if you haven't taken any steps to do something, it's meaningless. You can dream all your life, one day I'm going to do the app. If you don't start, you will never finish. And one of the most important stuff is to finish things. Basically, no matter how painful it is, you have to at least get to some point and try to think and start small. Like the smallest thing that you can do is the right one. It's called minimum viable product. It's something that you should publish to the market and see the reaction. If people are liking it or it's total mess, nobody likes it, nobody needs it, and then you will not waste that much time and that many resources to build something that's nobody gonna use.
And how do you think of because again, a lot of times students ask you, okay, I have the MVP, I got to something. How do you get this, for example, for your app, you said subscription $3, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Why to 3? Why not 5? Why not 1? So how do you think of this? And maybe this is again luck, like you said.
Mm-hmm. So before it was 5 and nobody was buying it, so I reduced it to 3. And people started buying it, so this is how I got it. But the big companies, the real... this is a sandbox for me. I just play around with it. I spend much more time in Chile than on Crochet. But basically, the big players are doing the A/B tests. They create a couple of streams. This price should be $10. This should be $5, and then they measure according to the events what works best. Because one subscription for $10 is 3 times more valuable than basically, you get the idea.
Yeah.
And it's very valuable. Even if you get half of the amount, you will still get much more money. So it's about economics and stuff.
And how do you think when the startup needs to think more about the profit and not the product? At the start, or maybe when there is already the first clients?
No, they should really think about it from the day one, because this is the MVP. MVP should. You cannot call a product, the misconception is that, I will create such a great app that everybody gonna download and eventually I will get to profit. No, you will not. So you have to think about how I will get at least 1 cent out of this. And once you get $1 from the app, that means that somebody is willing to pay for it. And if you just do the free apps all the time, then it's very complicated to explain to users that, hey, actually you have to pay. And they will say, oh, really? Then I don't use it. So, yeah.
Or go to alternative somewhere. Some kind of is a possibility, yeah. So, what's basically your happy holiday?
Happy holiday?
Yeah.
Is Italy. I think it's Italy.
I think it's Portugal, because you said Portugal, but let's go.
Actually both, depending on the season. But I really like the snowboarding. I really like active sports.
What you can do in snowboard? Because I could do a few things. I haven't done it for, I think, 3-4 years. Basically, got a wife and kicked out the snowboard, You have a wife?
I will soon.
Be careful with the snowboard.
No.
But what kind of tricks can you do?
Not much. I can jump. I did a couple of, sometimes I can go up the ramp. I can do some landings, but some falls as well. But I'm not that advanced, but I'm just, enjoying the speed and.
Trust the process?
Yeah.
76ers?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Italy, doing snowboarding, and in Portugal?
In Portugal, just eating food and enjoying the weather.
Porto or Lisbon?
I've never been in Porto, but I really want to go. So Lisbon for now.
Okay, I like Porto better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've been only to Lisbon, but Lisbon is nice.
Porto is so much better.
Pastel de nadas, all that stuff. And
Porto is so much better. It's more romantic. It's more smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it better.
Okay.
Yeah. But
nice suggestion to go.
Yeah.
So students, if you go to Portugal...
Porto. And Cristiano Ronaldo. Definitely. Okay. Sue? Yeah. So we talked about perfect holiday. So what is a perfect work day? Is that a reality, a perfect work day?
Well, yeah. The perfect work day, depending on... the less meeting, the better. Productive work day. The fulfillment when you have done something and you just crossed it off your list. Actually, a very good book to recommend is Getting Things Done. This is like the methodology that I'm teaching all my managers to follow.
What kind of book it is? Getting Things Done?
It's about organizing your tasks and making priorities and cross things out if you haven't gotten back to them in 2 weeks. So you just have to forget about it. You have to, like, it's about like a computer has limited RAM, the memory. So you have to be like a computer. You have to clean it up and put it somewhere.
That's actually nice. Yeah, that's a good suggestion about it. But this is very similar to. I remember Southwestern went once to one of the companies I was working back in the day, and they also organized like a trip from how they organized their work, and they had like colors. So they had red, yellow, and green, and then depending on what kind of job you have to do, you put it by importance.
Right.
So so if it's red, that you need to do it right now. If it's green, then it can wait for a while. But then afterwards they switch depending on the timeline. So that's also.
I work now with a budget, so basically we use the same color. So basically, if it's green, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but does that mean? But yeah, in a way, I was thinking about the 2 weeks. How many of the tasks that I have more than 2 weeks, but I will do it. But yeah, an interesting point. But to go just further or more deeper, so you would say that anyone can be an entrepreneur?
Yes, with with a chance of being an entrepreneur who failed, definitely. But I think it's not a unique skill. I think that everybody can do it. It's just the persistence and not being afraid to take risks, because entrepreneurship is also about taking the risks and relying on yourself. You have to really rely on yourself. You cannot just trust that somebody like your employees will do the best. No, you have to trust that, hey, this is the right thing to do. Let's do it. And
speaking of, I just wanted to say about not being afraid. I think it's a fair point, and everything in life is about time, how much you can delegate time to things, and how when you grow older, you can take less risks because you have more responsibilities and more things around you. Also, but if you start earlier or at earlier age, then you can also get faster to the mistakes. As well. So
and you have so much energy at your early 20s, and that's actually the only thing that you have, the energy, and you have nothing to lose. Basically, you don't. It's a fail-proof system. You try, well, all right. You understand that it's way too hard for you. All right, you can always go work for someone else. You have whole life ahead of you, but you have tried, you failed, and maybe eventually one day you will try once again.
So, in a way, you're talking about fail culture, failing. So, I think a lot of times here in Latvia, we are very, let's say, scared of failing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see it?
I fail every day. I really make mistakes every day, and it's fine. It's totally fine. You have to understand that you cannot know anything, and it's absolutely okay to fail. Just make decisions based on these mistakes, and it will work out. It will be fine.
This is for all the Chili Lab shareholders.
Yeah,
Vjačeslavs makes mistakes every day.
Can quote me on that.
Let's call it different. CEO, but that's I think a very honest answer.
That's nice.
I strongly believe that all of us makes mistakes each day. That's just normal, and that's us being honest. Saying that we don't fail. It's
most of the time we just try to also show that we know everything, but we
basically
don't know.
We fail, and then we do the work that's basically clean the mess up. That's basically our work in a way. But I wanted to ask you. So, if you had a chance to go to a lunch with whatever person you would like, 3 persons, dead, alive, I don't know what would be those 3 persons?
Oh, wow. I don't know.
that doesn't count as a person, so you have still 3 persons.
Well, yeah, I would really want to know what Elon Musk is about. He's crazy, kind of. So I really want to make my own impression. Is he that socially weird in real life as he is, or not? And then maybe someone like cool one. I don't know. Not Madonna, but so who is the modern hero for nowadays generation? Like
That's good.
Kylie Jenner? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay,
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner.
Just for
Okay.
fun.
Yeah,
for fun.
just
over
for
there.
fun. Okay. So before you have a life, just for fun.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the third one?
Third one. I don't know. This is strange. From the dead. Let's take one. Someone from the dead. What is the biggest mystery? Maybe we can resolve that.
Oh, I was thinking of Cleopatra. You wanted to have fun.
No. Not.
I don't know,
But,
maybe Abraham Lincoln. I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe somewhere towards it. So we
Elvis
have some
Presley.
secrets. Yeah, we have some secrets, and we can use that to unveil
To
something.
solve it. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. So usually in this podcast, we do one, let's say, an interesting action. So basically we have, something that I would not call it as a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, Edgar will think of the way I'm going to explain the rules.
Yeah.
So we are going to have something that you will say, and we will need to have you will say that tomorrow is going to rain, and I'm not saying that it's not going to rain tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to say something, but we have done
It's like a
this-
bet.
Bet, yeah.
Yeah.
So we will have a bet with each other. So we have got a lot of bets. You want to hear what kind of bets we have done?
Sure.
Weather, sports.
Who's gonna win in a hockey game?
Yeah, that's the sports. Then the beer or something.
What was the last one though?
I don't remember. I remember about fishing and the hooks I lost. I
Oh,
won
yeah.
that one. Terrible, but I lost it. I won, but I lost many hooks.
Okay, yeah.
So we have done, but you are thinking of what we are betting, and then we will do bet. One
But-
important fact:
Kristaps hasn't lost a bet, so
3 seasons,
Oh, wow.
and I'm not going to lose.
Should I think of a topic, or should I think of what I'm going to give if I lose? Or-
Both. I like that he doesn't believe that he can win.
Yeah. I don't know what is that you want.
Want to win? I don't know what is interesting that you want. That's in a way your topic. I want to give something that is interesting for you that you can give, or I can give to you.
I can give you my old snowboard.
Okay. I don't have an old snowboard.
Wow.
I don't know what I will give to you. I will need to think of something that's the same amount.
wow, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
It's traveled so much. It's been like in 20 countries. So.
Oh, that's a very important bet. I don't
Yeah.
want to lose this one. But okay, what do you want to bet on?
I don't know. Let's go with something trendy. But it should be measurable within
of course.
months
Yeah,
or
approximately. Usually.
yeah, I was thinking about AI and
Yeah.
will they enslave us?
Yeah,
But we
I would
have to
say
wait.
yes.
Yes,
I would
yes.
say yes.
Mhm.
I really believe that they will make.
Then I have to think a bit more, like what I want to bet on.
You can think of if we will cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's like a big pause, we will cut it.
Okay, no pressure, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I need to. What can I give that is in the same note of snowboard?
That's very hard because at the start I was thinking like maybe some kind of RSU merch or something like that.
Yeah,
but
but that's a
snowboard
snowboard,
who has
you
been
know.
in 20 countries,
Yeah.
that's
quite a lot. I need to think what is old for me and still with me. I know. Have you tried Nordic ski?
No.
So I have Nordic ski from school still, and I think it will fit for your
Hi.
Yeah.
what's a
Okay.
Nordic ski?
Nordic ski like classical,
Oh,
Nordic ski.
okay. Okay, no,
Yeah.
not for me.
The old one from the USSR?
No, not that
No.
old. I would say in a way modern you can put on, but that have been to a lot of lessons with me.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things I have tried now still. I bought new ones, but they are still with me. So I would say that's in a way the same. I haven't been to other countries, but a lot of hours in school and after.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what maybe give me some hints. Like, what should we bet on?
Maybe you should both go to a mountain now.
Who's the first?
And who's the first
I think
one?
he will be better. I think he will really be better.
So that's why you. No, we can't bet on this.
Yeah, because I have done, snowboarding. Basically, it's like that. You go to another country to snow or to ski, and it gets you bad in a way that you don't want to do it in Latvia.
Yeah.
And then it was the COVID year, so basically I think I was once per year, something like that. And I haven't go to another country, and I haven't done snowboarding like for 4 years, I think. I think you would be in a way that better. But I'm quite talented in everything I do, so maybe.
No, I think it's like a cool thing to try, but
we will basically die in the end. It's when you go to Formula, they always ask who's the last one that push, how it's called in English.
The brakes.
Brakes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always who's the last one who put the brakes on. It will be the same, and I think we are both on this that we will not put the brakes.
Okay, let's bet on this. If this podcast gets 250 likes,
Whoa. Okay.
I think that it will.
Okay.
No, or you're so surprised, so maybe I shouldn't bet on it.
I like this time. I think I will get a new snowboard.
It's old one.
For me, it's a new one.
So you are betting for it or against it?
So,
you have
but what's
such
a
a tricky
like?
situation.
You mean like a view or a like?
Yeah.
Because
I don't know, like what platform?
better view because we have view is
views, yeah.
Like is
a
a-
snowboard.
Okay, so 200 views, and I'm betting for, and you are betting against.
Yeah.
But how can you bet against your own
I always do
podcast?
the opposite thing that you say.
Hmm.
So I'm always opposite in
Yeah.
betting. You are the first one, and I will say the opposite thing.
Okay. All right. So I will be optimistic here.
Okay.
So it will depend on Evelyn if she will.
Evelina, if you want to see the snowboard,
Do not post anything.
Yeah. No more videos. Put the light off. Now.
All right, so we have our bet.
Yeah, that's on. Okay, still. Have you been to New York?
No, not really.
You want to go to New York?
Yeah. I think I will go next year.
You know the Frank Sinatra song?
New York, New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Never heard of it. Yeah.
So if you make it to there, you make it to anywhere. I have been to New York.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it.
Really?
I really don't suggest to go to New York. Again, a tip for students: don't go to New York. Not so important. Porto, so much better. But so basically, if you would be in New York or if you see in movies, you know those big billboards in Wall Street.
Yeah.
So if it would give you this one billboard for a day, what you would put there?
I would put Chile website. I would say, hey, come to us. We make mobile apps. Das Bestes.
He's loyal. That's
Yeah.
it. That's what I said.
Loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
I just believe, in things.
That's good, actually. I think if you believe at the workplace you are in, that's a big factor. That gives you so much strength and motivation every day to go and actually do your job the best way possible.
And in a way, if the CEO doesn't believe in the
that's
company, I think that's kind of
Yeah.
workers. Maybe sometimes I understand them, but the CEO, he would be like, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe you would-
Monday.
Yeah, but there's always the chance of putting something funny, But business is business, as you say. So, okay, we put there. One more I want to ask you about. So, basically, if you would be a student now,
Mm-hmm.
and you said that there's going to be like crazy answer on this one before, but what would be your tips for the student going ahead? Thinking of startup, thinking of building an app or whatever. What would your tips be for a student?
Okay, so don't consider this as an advice that I said.
I mean, we'll cut it out if it's bad.
But yeah, I was never a good student. I only learned stuff naturally. So basically, something that interested me always was I always had a good mark, despite of everything. So I would recommend to use these 4 years to understand what you really like and go there. Like even if there is no money at start, with mastery you will get money. You will understand how to make profit of it, and if you really enjoy it, you are not going to, suffer from work somewhere. So yeah, just figure out what the hell you want to do with your life.
Have you understood? I haven't.
At least a direction, yes. Basically, I had the opportunity to go as a programmer, but I understood that I always liked people more. So I went to study for people-related studies. And it worked out, as you can see.
Yeah. So you don't have a degree in programming?
No. I can write some very bad scripts that people would complain and never want to see in their code base. But I don't know how to program decently. But
that's kind of cool, I think, because a lot of times, when they think about programming and those things, they think, oh, I don't know the program, that's why I'm not going to do it. But you are an example of breaking that rule.
Yeah, you have to be pretty technical, but you cannot. You don't have to obligatory know programming, but you still can be technical. You have to know how things are connected and how things are running, and you have to be curious about it, but you don't have to know coding.
Are you a hunter of records?
Sorry?
You're a hunter of records?
Records.
Because
I
the
was.
Guinness records.
I climbed a couple of mountains, and I had.
Which?
The highest one was Elbrus.
Oh, that's kind of
5,600. It's the biggest in Europe.
Yeah.
And I did it hard way. Basically, there
Not
are
on the classical route.
The classical route is that they drive you to 3,000. No, I went all the way by my own foot. So we stayed 10 days there.
With a guide?
With a guide and one more person. So 3 of us. We went for 10 days and we stayed at night at 4,000 meters. It was pretty great. And then when you get back, none of your problems seem important. You're like, oh, somebody screamed at you? Okay. Yeah.
Was
Nice.
Moving up to the mountain or down the mountain, were there moments that you wanted to stop? And you were
Always.
thinking, yeah.
Every time, yeah.
And what is the motor or what's driving you?
Because it's there. Like, you have to climb it because
So
you
it's
already
like,
started.
don't go,
yeah.
but you go.
Yeah, you hate every moment of it. Like, oh my God, why I'm doing this? Why I'm punishing myself? But then you just, I don't know, 5 years ago or 5 years later, you say, oh, actually, I did that. So it was.
Did you scream when you went on the top?
No, I did not because it was insanely bad weather. I never peaked. I went to 5,200 top, and then there was a very, very bad weather condition, and we had to go back. So I never reached the summit. But yeah.
So it was risky, yeah, to go up.
Well, it was impossible. Yeah, basically, we had to turn back. But yeah, one day maybe.
You will go back, yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
And from physical part, is it something that you prepare for, or you just randomly try?
No, they like. I would not recommend going without preparation. Like there are a couple of mountains that you can go, like 3,000, 3.5, maybe 4. But if you go 5 and above, please prepare. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what's the biggest lesson from climbing mountain that you can take to the business too?
Chill and observe. Basically, don't rush. Don't panic. Take a deep breath. Look around. What's happening? What can kill you and what will not? And do what's more safe. That's it.
Very good. And yeah, you want to say something?
No.
You
I'm
do
just
this,
thinking. I'm just thinking.
Okay,
well,
that's good. But
good advice.
yeah, very good advice. Were there moments climbing the mountain or doing something like that that you felt that it's the end?
Yeah, I once was diving in the caves and almost ran out of the air. So this was the moment when I was thinking, oh my God, so stupid mistake, because I didn't prepare myself. I didn't know who I was going with, and I was just trusting he has a PADI certification, so he must be legit. And then I ended up, ended up alone in the cave without, anyone. So yeah, it was extreme, and you have to think then. Oh, yeah.
So you're a lover in the way of extreme sports, snowboarding, mounting, diving.
Yeah, I tried a lot. I'm getting a bit older now,
You're not YOLO, yeah?
Yeah, not yelling anymore. But I did my part when I was in 20s.
So, is there something still ongoing as your hobby?
Snowboarding? Yeah, snowboarding, and I try to stay fit. Basically, I go to gym, and I try to be physical and do stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, I try, and basically it ends me being on sofa and watching football.
I'm doing for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah. We need to have the synergy, and I'm not like speeding, so I guess it's feeling good. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to have a couple questions because it's going on the end of the time limit of the podcast, but it's really interesting today's speech, I think, and then discussion, very good.
Very.
But is there any questions that you think that we didn't ask you, but we needed to ask you?
I don't know. Do I sleep well? And the answer is no. But
what you don't have the time for it, or you're not able? Because I have a story about this too. I have always a story, But basically, I went to USA for an exchange for directors, principals, schools at that time, and everyone was like, with jet lag, and I was like, how do you get to the sleep, And everyone was like, we take like pills to get sleep, and I'm like, what? I don't take them, and they are like, you are yesterday, because everyone takes sleep pills to get the sleep, and I'm like, what? So how it's with you?
No, I don't want to be on pills to sleep.
Too.
Yeah, but it's not about just the sleep. It's about the pressure. The more people dependent on your actions, it's kind of pushing you down. That's why at some point when you grow a business a bit more, you have to delegate. You have to do something very, very different. You are not startup anymore. You cannot hustle and do all on your own. And we are currently transforming in a way that we have to, push some people to take more responsibility. So this is like once you reach the 50 people, 35 to 50 people, you have this first wall that you have to break. And in order to do that, you need to somehow learn how to delegate to other people and to trust people, even though you are a control freak. And, trusting people blindly is not my thing. So, yeah, this is like a learning curve for me.
Agree. Very good point. And to have you change, and as you said, you like to control. So basically, this next task is that we are switching mics. So basically, you are, for one question, the moderator, and we are the answerers with Edgar. So you can ask the question you want. So you are the head of the podcast.
What are the goals for the podcast? Why you are doing this? Is this just fluke, the fun part, or you have some numbers that you want to reach? Is it scalable enough? Do you do any analytics on it?
You want to, all right?
Yeah, I'll start, I guess, and you can continue and add. I think the podcast is meant to be an inspiration. So it's meant to be in our minds, it's something that the stories that we try to tell here, that they inspire the students that want to be somebody in the future, because we know that not everything in the study environment is just about the theory. It's also about many practical things. And I think people here have so many stories and so many different backgrounds, and they just help you understand that it's okay to start in a different way or to be different. And about the numbers, of course, we want to hit them higher. We want to have not only our students to listen to them, but maybe also from different universities, because mostly those are just RSU students who listen to this podcast. But we'll see.
So to have a way different view on this, let's go with the history.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this idea started as a podcast, started from my head in a way, because I really liked podcasts when I was younger, but still now, I really don't have time for a lot of things, but I always try to find time for the podcasts I like, because I think this is like a free experience exchange, great potential. And I thought that I need to give back in a way for listeners, in future listeners. And so I wanted to start a podcast that would be in a way that a lot of things already Edgar said, but basically giving back. So I'm asking the questions that would be helpful for younger Kristaps that wanted to start a business in a way. And that's in the second part, numbers is always important, of course, like Edgar said. But I don't care in a way if there are 200 people, but none of them, say that this was good or they took something. I remember more a couple of students that listened to the podcast and came to me and said, this changed me, or this was something that I didn't thought of and now I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's not a big number, but if your podcast, and something that you talk about, or me, changes your opinions, your views, or even the future, I think is basically how do you don't want to do the podcast.
Mm-hmm. And you never know, that might be a student who's still studying here. He hears about Chili Labs. Suddenly he's in the internship in Chili Labs, and suddenly he already is replacing you as a CEO, and you can be a shareholder.
Nothing more. Yeah.
So it's just one number, but
But there is the story about one of the companies that we talked about that got in our incubator, now still working, and it's a lot of interesting stories about the podcast, how it went from just an episode of a podcast of entrepreneurship. And that's why it's called, With the Fire, about Ugunskura sarunas. So that's why it's basically we try to talk on the mountain when there's fire on and there's no other talk.
Yeah. Cool.
So not a bad moderator, no? Yeah.
Yeah, good one,
Yeah, not a bad one. Okay. So in the end, we usually ask two typical questions that we ask for all of our podcasters. So are there anything that you are scared of?
I'm scared of when I'm out of control. So this is the one. Basically, everybody is afraid of something, right? And the things that we are mostly afraid is something that we cannot control, like the war happening and human suffering and stuff like that. So you cannot affect it, but you are just a witness. So yeah.
And how are you dealing with it?
You just have to recognize that there is nothing you can do about it. You have to agree with yourself that, hey, I feel sorry for that, but this is the conditions that we're living, and now we have to live like this. So this is the new norm, and we have to live like this.
For war potential, I think there is for all of us that we can, in a way, help. Okay, and the second one, so the future for, after 10 years, what would you want the Slava be know about?
Haven't thought about it, really, but I don't know. On top of my head, I really want to create something remarkable, basically something that every person, without even knowing who Slava is and what Chile or what Crochet is doing, but they used it and I don't know, it's in, at least everybody hears that it happens and that it exists and that it's useful, and some product that is used by millions of people every day and they're happy about it. So something like that.
Okay, so we are wishing you to reach the goal.
Thank you.
I want to add, after 10 years, when you will come back to a podcast, you will say that you went on the Elbrus.
Yes.
get to the summit. That's something that I add on your future list. But yeah, a great talk. Thank you a lot. Listeners, I think this was a very great podcast with a different kind of views and a potential to get the ideas out.
Yeah.
So again, thank you. See you in the next or listening to the next podcast. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Vjačeslavs. Bye.
Bye.
Šis podcasts ir tapis sadarbībā ar RSU studentu mēdīju Šajā, un mēs gribam teikt lielu paldies Martai, Evelīnai, Edgaram un Ričardam.